Okay, so for quite a long time I was thought I'd do a video anyway because a lot of us, I think a lot of us have been trying to understand why the school system, the education system has been slowly declining with teaching kids about the basic things in life to do with ecology and entomology and a lot of the basic stuff. I mean, most kids don't seem to be taught anything like they used to be. Well, I'm talking about, when I say used to be, I'm talking about the 70s and the 80s, and when kids used to get a proper education. And I couldn't understand why why the system was, basically going backwards and faltering, and why kids aren't taught even how to talk properly or spell properly or write. I mean, anyone can go on the internet now, and anyone can go into a chat and start talking to somebody, and you realise that the person at the other end doesn't know how to spell, and half the time you're trying to figure out what they're trying to say because the words aren't coming out in English. Or I'm talking about English to English, you know what I mean? No, I'm not talking about English to a different language, but it is like another language in a way, because when kids aren't taught how to educated properly, then every decision that's made is based on a lie, basically, because or a fiction or a misunderstood situation. So, and then we hear about these crazy scientists talking about getting us off to stop eating meat. Now, anyone that doesn't know, anyone that hasn't been around in the past, will not understand that meat is basically our natural diet. That's why we have teeth. Well, my teeth are missing because some of mine fell out because cavities and that, but that's another story. Now, for them to actually even suggest that human beings should start eating bugs, to me, is an insult to humanity. I'll have to explain why. Because bugs are, we talk about maggots, flies, bugs which live in the soil. There's a reason why they live in the soil, and that is because their purpose is to clean up our mess. Human waste or animal waste, because humans and animals, we share the common situation where, sheep, cows, cattle, a lot of them eat vegetation, grass, and they produce milk. And human beings, we've always been hunter-gatherers. We go out and hunt for cattle, such as bison and there's so many different species, I can't name them obviously, but we've always been meat eaters right from the very beginning, right? So to suggest that we stop eating meat is and eat insects is an insult to humanity. It's a deep insult, simply because we are being asked to eat our own waste. We are being asked to eat our own SHIT, right? That's bottom line, right? That's a fact. Because when you have an animal that dies, no matter what it is, such as a bird, or if it dies in the wilderness, in the wild, it decomposes, and then the maggots come, and the maggots clean up the waste and pick the carcass clean. That's a natural process that's designed to remove the harm that rotting meat would cause, which could cause disease. So insects, generally speaking, clean up the mess, right? That's their purpose. Now, if we were to eat insects, we would literally be eating our own waste, our human waste, animal waste. We would be. So it's just, I just wanted to have a rant about this, because I'm shocked, actually. I'm just can't believe the the gall of those who are pushing this, because anybody that's got a brain cell that's been properly educated and been through the school system and had a decent education will understand these facts, because they are facts. There's a thing called food chain. The food chain. There's the top of the food chain, and then there's the middle of the food chain, and then there's the bottom of the food chain. And the way it's always been is that things like bugs and even shrimp in the seas and the rivers, they eat the grubs and things at the bottom of the pond or the river. But shrimp, they're a different thing, because they're technically fish. But you can eat fish. Obviously, fish are healthy, but they're not the same thing. Now, maybe somebody's got confused. Maybe somebody's got a bit confused about shrimp and comparing them to bugs, because they're not the same. Fish are a different. Human beings are supposed to have evolved. If you look in the history books, human beings are supposed to have first evolved from the sea or from the oceans. So fish are basically eating tiny things like fish eggs, other fish things. So, but on the land, it's a different story, because you have worms and maggots and things like that, and they basically eat rotting flesh. Now, it's not a nice thought to actually consider eating a bug that's been eating rotting flesh. No, thank you. So yeah, I just wanted to have a little rant about that, because it's just, it makes you feel sick. It really does. You would actually die. Actually, some of these particular, I don't know the names of them, because I've never actually studied deeply etymologies and all that, but I know the basics. But there are certain types that if you eat them, you would literally be sick, physically sick, as in, ugh, sort of sick, you know what I mean? And possibly even die in some situations. I've heard some stories. But the best thing to do is do some research. Go out there and do some research. If you can't find it on the internet, because there's such a lot of censorship going on right now, you need to go to a library, one of the conventional libraries, with a book, an actual book, and study the food chain. Just look up food chain. Go and study the food chain. That should have all the answers to you that you need, really, because that is where all the answers are. Because the food chain covers everything between everything at the bottom and everything at the top. Basically, that's why it's called the food chain, right? So anyway, I thought I'd have a rant about this, and just because I'm sure there's a lot of young people out there thinking, what the hell is a food chain? Well, I don't know. Maybe they know. Maybe they don't know. I don't know. But maybe you should. I'll just mention it anyway. You can go and look it up, maybe, if it's not too late. All right, see you later. Bye.